Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's topic is 10 safety planning tips for domestic violence. Um, Sorry about that. And I'm sorry that I am late. I was quite busy throughout the week, and sorry that I look kind of a mess. I'm in the middle of doing laundry and stuff right now. So be quiet. Do you want to be hot? Number one is to make sure you plan on where you are going when you leave. This includes having at least 4 different places to go, because the thing is, your option might be go to the domestic violence shelter in your current area, but unfortunately, the messed up reality is just because you're in a domestic violence situation doesn't mean that the local domestic violence shelter will accept you. Sometimes they don't accept people, so you should always have a second place to go um if they don't accept you. 3 or 4 is a general rule of thumb. Like, I even had situations where like, I asked to stay with like a close friend of mine, and it fell through. Yeah, so not everyone's dependable when you need them the most, even if they say they are. So have a mix it up too. Maybe have a family member, friend, a hotel, or some kind of stable thing to go to that's not dependent on anyone. If you can, make sure you have a place to go that's not dependent on anyone, because people can flake at any given time. And then on top of that, it's like, if you stay with a friend, it could mess up the friendship as well. So just keep that in mind. Okay, number 2 is get a safety box from a bank and make doubles of all documents in your children's as well. So this means when you're thinking about leaving a domestic violence relationship, do all these steps before you leave. Like, um, my bank, Wells Fargo, you can get a safety box for $50 a year. And like I said, you should make doubles of everything. So doubles of your ID, doubles of your birth certificate, doubles of all of your requirements, like codes or anything like that. Um and have that stored away. Also, it's a good idea to keep aside like $20 or something in there, just in case you need that as well. And like I said, do the same for your children, for you have documentation, the social security card or whatever. Keep that in there. Number 3 is make sure you pack a bag before you leave, and leave it in a place that is somewhere that your partner will not find it. Such as, take like a bag that he won't notice that's gone, or take a shoebox or something. Sometimes you can bury it in obvious place in the yard, or you can keep it at a friend's or a family member's house, or you can even keep it at, like, if you always go to a class, like a crochet class or something like that, or some kind of activity, you can ask for them to keep it aside for you. um but make sure you know that it's accessible very quickly, and um you can count on them to not tell the abuser, whoever it is. Pl- Number 4 is plan a time for you to leave and what door you will use. This means you have to plan exactly when you want to leave. Um, um, like, have a general idea. Have a couple ideas, actually, not just one idea, but have a couple ideas, and then um know what door you want to leave. Definitely, if you're sneaking out in the middle of the night, with your abuser there, you want to make sure you know exactly where you're going to. 5, have a safety word for your children when you are leaving. A safe, and explain it to them very gently. Maybe I should do a video just for domestic violence with children and how to deal with that. But explain to them not everything, but that um when we will leave, we might need for safety, for safety, and like do like a word that you don't use very often, but they would know, like chocolate or rainbow or something basic, something that a abuser won't know that it is what it is. Just pick something that they like, that is not used out of context, of that they'll know. But don't get, remember, I should do another video for this specifically, but when you talk to your children, be sure you don't say too much information, because sometimes kids will side with the other person because they won't fully understand what is going on, so don't give them too much information. Number 6. I don't know why I'm doing that. That's not 6. Um, have an extra pair of house keys as well as car keys available, because with some abusers, they will take the keys with them, or they will even lock you out, or maybe you don't want them to know you're going, like if you're at work and you need to leave work to quickly go home and get your stuff, you don't want them to know that you were there, or whatever. It's for safety. And yeah, I feel like I should have said something else. But yeah, just have an extra pair of house keys and car keys, because um you never know what might happen. With safety planning, you really have to plan for the unexpected. And then keep a list of important numbers close by, which means, like, you got a friend you're going to stay with, if you need numbers to the break shelter or to resources, keep that close by. Um, you can also have notepad in your phone and keep it on your phone. If your abuser doesn't isn't in your phone, you can do that. Or you can, because if you haven't give given away your Facebook password to them, which, by the way, you should never give your Facebook password to um other people. But if you haven't, you can always message yourself numbers, and then that's a good way to keep it in your information and away from your abuser as well. Open up a savings account before you leave. That way you have and put aside money that he might he or she might not notice. Um, a little bit aside at a time. That way you got a little bit of money to fall back on when you actually do think of. And then that's 8. 9 is think up several reasons to leave throughout the day. Um, Sometimes safety plannings can come um very much planned, but sometimes it's like you never know when domestic violence might happen, you never know when you need to leave. So you need to um plan how you would leave. Like if you're at work, you can take the day off work and make sure you talk to your supervisor or vaguely mention. You don't have to get into it. Sometimes they will discriminate on it for that. But you can kind of be like, I'm going through a difficult situation and I need time. Um, and you can use the times that you'll normally use for other things, like if your abuser drops you off at a gym or if they drop you off somewhere else, you can get that use that time to leave. And you gotta think of reasons, like reasons you could leave, or like you got, like if your kid is at school, you can be like, I need to pick the kid up, or I need to get something from the store, or just come up with something believable that they will believe, that you do it regularly, that's not suspicious. Make sure it's not suspicious, like. and and tell a few people who know about the situation, for they can call for help when you can't, like a neighbor or a close friend or something like that. But be careful with that, because sometimes abusers can be very charming and um very likable, so sometimes they could turn on you and maybe tell your abuser. Make sure it's someone that won't turn their back on you, and make sure it's someone you can really trust, um, and that they will choose you over them and they will believe you. And that was 10. And another thing I want to mention, that if you can't trust a vehicle to be there, or if you can't, or if you don't have a vehicle, or like just if you can't trust the vehicle for any reason, um make sure you get a bus pass so you can leave. If need be, you can use the bus to leave. Um, and make hey, sorry about that. Make sure you leave. Hey, sorry, she's temperamental sometimes. Um, and just make sure you have a bus pass or second way of leaving if you need that. But there are a lot other other things you can do. I just mentioned 10. Be aware that when you choose to leave, domestic violence can become worse. Also make sure when you apply for help, you do not do a separate mailbox for you. The abuser does not have that information. And then I also want to mention, I'm I mentioned this before, but again, my videos are for men and women, and I'm used to talking to mainly women about domestic violence. That's why when I say abuser, I say guy, but it can be man or woman. Um, but oh yeah, and I do want to mention that when leaving a domestic violence situation, you want to make sure you grab your kids toy in advance, because they really a lot of times the kids have a specific toy that they really like that helps them, and make sure you grab that before you leave. And then be sure to like, subscribe, and share my video, and click the bell notification to stay updated. Also like me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram as well. I also have a fan page on Facebook and Instagram that I will put in a link to in the space below. Stay tuned. I'm getting ready to start up my restaurant, Tree Cup, where I will be selling local chocolates from different cultures around the globe. I'll also put a link to that one below. I also have a mailbox now, so if you would like if you would like to, you can send me some mail. I would love to hear from you all too, so leave a comment below. You're welcome to ask any questions or suggest a topic as well. I'll see you in the next Wednesday video at 8 a.m. Love you all and have a wonderful day. Oh, and I know I normally say this at the beginning, but I realized I totally forgot. My name is Lady Snow. No, Lady Snow Meditation, to everyone that may not know me. Okay, bye.